Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another broadcast of The Weekly with me, Neff. Today, this article comes from WOR. Please subscribe to the channel and share with a friend. It helps us out a ton, and we are trying to get to 100 subscribers. We have a cool article today regarding Ridley Scott. And funny enough, Ridley Scott does have a film coming out next month that's going to be Gladiator 2. So write down in the comments below, are you excited about Gladiator 2? And let me know if you're going to be watching that film that's going to be dropping on Thanksgiving Day weekend. But this article is specifically about what Ridley Scott has planned for the future. Ridley Scott developing a Battle of Britain film and 6 other projects. Ridley Scott, 86, is not resting on his laurels. In a new interview with The Hollywood Reporter, Scott says he knows what I'm doing for the next 3 years. He has 3 scripts ready to be filmed. Given the vast amount of projects he has in development, it's not easy pinpointing what those 3 scripts might be. News to us, a Battle of Britain film is being written by Joe Penhall, tackling the 1940 air campaign in which the RAF and the FAA defended the UK against the Nazis, with Steve McQueen's Blitz set to be released in a matter of days. Scott might want to wait and see how that film does before embarking on this one. A certainty is his Bee Gees biopic, which is rumored to have Henry Styles and Paul Mescal attached to star. It's called You Should Be Dancing, and an early exit year production is being eyed for that film. Scott also mentions how he would love to finally direct a Western. I'm a Western fanatic, Scott says, and I have not done that yet. He had one ready to be shot this past March titled Free Walkers, but it had to be postponed for unknown reasons. Don't be surprised if he goes back to that one soon. There's also mention of a previously announced thriller titled Bomb from Kevin McCullough, although the scheduling for this film is still unclear. I haven't even mentioned that Scott has started writing Gladiator 3, but that seems to be in the very early stages of development and will depend on how well Gladiator 2 does next month. And I actually had a video about that, guys. Obviously, Gladiator 2 has an extremely high budget of about $350 million, and there will be no Gladiator 3 if this film does not perform. Obviously, this film is not going to make the money that it needs to make. I think the release window is not a good release window. I also think the budget of $350 million is just too bloated. Do I think this film could probably make $250, $300? It probably could do that, but it's definitely not going to make what it needs to, and I do think it's going to lose money. I think if this film maybe have come out in August or September, it probably would have done a lot better. Also, if this film had been made 10 years earlier, it probably would have done better. But we will just have to see when it does release next month. Let me finish up this article. Also in development, the Wall Street thriller Big Dogs and the spy movie Queen and Country. In total, that's 7 projects that Scott is currently working on. He's obviously not going to be directing all of these films unless he's still healthy and active at 100 years old. But there's definitely a lot of work ahead for Scott, who will be turning 87 next month. Got to applaud Ridley Scott for his work ethic. I've spoke on that before. Really like his creative process. Definitely something that I look into and apply it to how I do things. But yeah, Ridley Scott, this guy's awesome, man. One of the best ever. Still working hard at 86, going to be 87 very soon. Obviously, a lot of good ideas. It's good that the ideas are flowing. He may be able to do 2 or 3 of these films, depending on access to budgets and how fast he can actually shoot them and put them into production and wrap up that production. As far as Gladiator, like I said, that film comes out next month. I'm definitely going to be watching it. I'm very excited about it. And if Ridley Scott does try to tackle a Western, I think he should take a shot at Blood Meridian. I brought up that story before. Definitely something I'd like to see adapted. I actually have the book and I'm going to be reading through it, but that would definitely be something cool to see on screen. And I think it'd be a challenge for Ridley Scott, which I think that's what he's doing this for. He still wants challenges. Obviously, he has a love for cinema and he's going to keep working. So I think that'd be a challenge for him. And it'd be a nice little Western film that he could actually adapt. So with that being said, let me know what you think down in the comments about Ridley Scott's plans for the future. Let me know if you're going to be watching Gladiator 2 and if you want to see Gladiator 3. And subscribe, right? Like, share with a friend, ring the bell for notifications. And as always, it's Neff signing off. Be safe.